Hello and welcome to Rover Tasmania. It's been a while since I've done the Range project video, so I thought today I've got a couple of hours to kill and I'll progress a little bit further. So what I'm going to do is nothing too exciting, it's just continuing on with the dismantling. I'm going to take this off, and you can see it's just only pretty much Phillips head screws to take that off. I'm not even sure what's underneath all this, so it'll be interesting to find out. I mean, I know what's underneath there, but I don't know the condition that it's in, so we'll see. And then the next step after that is to remove this. Now, this is going to be time consuming because effectively every single rivet will have to be drilled out. And you can see there is a stack of them across the sides and then across the flooring as well, and so on. So this is going to give me access to more of the chassis components, the fuel tank, the rear cross member, etc., one's hoping. So I'll get started with grabbing the tools and undoing this one, and we'll go from there. Pretty easy, just like that. They're pretty much the same, well, they are the same screws as I've been taking out from the other components, the other floor panels. So I just keep them all in one place. Pretty much that's what I'll do, and I'll come back when I've taken those off, ready to remove this plate. So the first thing I found is that these bottom ones here are actually held behind and they are spinning when I'm trying to take these out. They're also quite stuck in there, so looks like I'm going to have to reverse the procedure and actually start getting into this first, and then hopefully that'll give me access to get to the back of the screws here and hold it in place for me to undo them. It's a bit of a change of plan, but as I said before, I've never stripped a Range Rover before, so I'm just going by what seems logical, and sometimes, well, you know, you've got to change it here and there. So I'll get stuck onto this one now. What I thought I'll do is I'll start from the center ones. Tell you. So I get rid of all these mid ones before I do the edges. That's slipping there, but I'm not, as I said, I'm not drilling right through just as yet. If I can pop them out, and then hopefully I can just hammer out the bottom part of the rivet once I've got this. A couple of things I didn't mention before is, one of the reasons why I'm taking this out as well is that, if you remember from my previous email, there used to be a gas system here. Now the gas tanks were held by obviously a bracket, and underneath the bracket there was a plate. Now on this side it was alright, the bolts have come off, the plate's no longer there, but on this side you can still see the bolt there, and the plate's still stuck under here, which is kind of against the, I think, the fuel tank. So I've got to take this out anyway. So that's another reason I'm doing this. Right, so as suspected, this is nowhere near ready to come out. So I'm going to put a slightly bigger drill bit and go right through again and see if I can remove the heads. See if I can actually crack them. Some of them already started spinning when I was drilling them through. The heads were spinning, so that's good. But I've got to do the same for the rest. Then I know it's completely released. Alright, so here's a bigger drill bit, and in comparison you can see how it's not quite the same. I'll see if I can pick on one that you can actually see. Yeah, it's not quite the same diameter, but the idea is, there we go, and you can see I've actually popped the head off it, and there you can see there's no head left on that. Okay, so another one. Obviously got to be careful that I don't drill too far into the plate. And that's why the drill bit tends to be, it's got to be smaller than the head of the rivet. Okay. I've done those. think that's all that's left to do. So, if you look, sorry for the dodgy camera work, but if you look there, you can see I've removed the head, and you can still see the body of the rivet right there. So, see if I can get a rubber mallet and just gently tap it underneath. I'll actually do it on top first. See if I can just loosen it a bit. Okay. Not sure how that's going to go, but that's better. Here we go. See how that's lifting up? Alright. That's it. All that's undone. They're all undone. So I'm just going very gently, as always, on each side. And I'll just continue doing this until I'm ready to lift it. And we'll go from there. Right. Almost there. Okay, there's a couple of spots here that are causing me grief. These ones here are spinning on me, so I've got to try to create a bit of pressure. 1 and 2. Very exciting. There's another one. Another one. There we go. Right, you see that? That's now loose. I'm going to bring the camera over here so you can see what I'm seeing. Oh, right. Let's hope it's not a disaster under there. You ready? And there she is. As expected, lots of dirt and whatnot. Such as over here. But at least now, and you can see over there, that plate with the bolt coming through. That's the one that I was saying that was holding the tank. But let me just get this out of the way. I'll take this out of the way now, and I'll get onto this one. And then once I've done that, I'll give you a nice look around the chassis area so you can see what conditions I'm facing. I'm running out of space very quickly. And look, yeah, I'm sorry if these videos are a bit too detailed. Certainly you can just skip ahead if you're not interested. But I always make them detailed just in case somebody wants to see what I'm seeing and wants to do the same thing. Right. So this area here, I'll just grab some tools. You can see that area here. Straight underneath it. Oh, there's even the original, or what seems to be the original black paint there. Same thing here. Now these things here are apparently the ones that rust out. And that looks pretty good. There's dirt here, as expected. And I'll clean that out. But insofar as this condition here, it looks alright. Where's the screwdriver? Yeah. There you go. So all of this is going to be cleaned up. You can see how much the gurney's missed when I initially cleaned it out in the driveway. Of course, these are the areas I can't get to. The leveler, and there's certainly a hell of a lot of grit and crap on that. And this is what I was saying about punching the rivet bodies through later on. I'll just use a centre punch and a hammer, and I just get rid of them like that. But so far this area is pretty good. This one here, I'm not sure if you can see in the camera. Actually, why don't I go ahead and take this out. This is what I was saying earlier about the screws turning. It was due to these things. There's another one over there. So now that I've got access to that, how about I take this out first, and then we'll continue on with this so-called chassis tour. Of course, these things are always a real pain to try to get down here and clean up as much as possible. Try that again. So it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea about how much mucking around you got to do. I mean, it's all well and easy for me to show you the end product, but that's what happens. Right, so we had that one. We have that one. That one. And what's going on here? Right, so I'll punch through that rivet there, and what it was just basically stuck. There you go. And that side the same, if it goes in focus. It's kind of like a grooving there. There we go. So basically it's stuck in there. Right, that's great. So now we've got access to the entire lot. It's all pretty good. Looking okay. Where's the screwdriver? Here it is. It's all pretty good. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll clean it up with a vac, get rid of all the loose dirt and so on, and do a last minute part of the video where I show you the semi-clean chassis anyway. So that was the bracket for the LPG. Now I've got access to the tank, which is great. How's this looking in here? You can see the rust down here. Squeeze the camera under. It's looking half okay. All this is looking alright. Just a surface rust. Trying to have a look at this section here, which is, just turn the camera around, pretty impossible to see with the tank in place. I reckon that's probably going to be my next thing to do, is to remove the tank. It's got a hole in it, it's been leaking, I think water's got into it and rusted the bottom out of it, so I need to replace it anyway. Look, I've cleaned it as best as I could, but after cleaning it for a while I realised that really what it needs is a good gurneying. But anyway, to give you an idea, I've still removed a lot of the dirt from these known areas of rust or rock there. Yeah. So there you go. These are the seatbelt mounts, obviously. Everything else looks pretty good. I haven't come across anything where I was concerned. Well, aside from the rear member that goes across there, which I won't be able to look at until I take the tailgate off and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's another job done. The rest of it's pretty much continuing on with cleaning and you know, I mean, obviously look at all this dirt that's just caked on here, you know, and I'm not sure why this is just kind of sitting there loosely like that. Is that part of the design or whatnot? And it's probably maybe something to do with the LPG. I don't know, but anyway, all these are the things that I've got to look at. And of course you can see the diff housing is also pretty much caked. Lots and lots of stuff caked in this usual trench here. If I can point the camera right, you can see here. And this is what I'm saying about having to potentially roll the vehicle out, roll the Range Rover back out to the driveway and give it a good gurney again, now that I've got a lot more access here. Alright, well that's it for this this video. Thanks for watching as always. I appreciate your comments and your subscription as well, and there's more to come. Okay, as always, yep, thanks for watching.